Aw, see, look at that. Two compliments on the same boat ride. Maybe Geralt's concussed. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Witcher Season 3. We're now on to episode 4, which is called The Invitation. So in the last episode, we saw that Yennefer has gone back to Aretuza with Ciri in tow, and this has kind of been a very difficult journey for her because the last time she was there, she caused a lot of chaos and kind of flipped a lot of people off. So she realizes that she's going to have to really go in with some humility and kind of beg everybody to listen to her, even though it's not necessarily in her nature. But because she knows this is all in its grander scale to protect Ciri and the continent, she's willing to do that. But we see that it's a little bit bittersweet and when she meets up with some of her former witches, and Ciri really is not vibing with these women at all, and so it kind of created some tension there between everybody. And then we also see that Geralt made a trip to visit a druid who is a friend, an old friend, but also we discover was a friend to his mother, so someone who's been around a long time. And she was brought in to help him figure out what was going on with this girl who believed herself to be Ciri. And after this woman examined this girl, she realized that she'd been put under a very complex spell that was a mixture of a number of different types of magic, and that it wouldn't be easy to pull her out from it, but it was possible with time. And that's when Geralt realized that whoever did this was somebody who had knowledge and access to these types of magics, and that could only lead back to Aretuza. And he believes that Stregobor is the person who would have the knowledge, access, and history to potentially do this, especially when the girl mentions the people that were around her when she was first taken. There was also a woman with a strange voice that's noted, and of course, I think most of us know that that's the lady with no face, because it's been mentioned a few times that she's not able to speak anymore because fool Snick, she inhaled some weird stuff last season, and that's what you get. And we also met a werewolf, which was really cool as well. So I think those are the main things that happened last episode. There was a little bit of stuff in Redenia as well, but honestly, that didn't really stick out to me too much, outside of course, them showing that they are still trying to get Redenia as a front runner, as a kind of standalone kingdom, or the front runner kingdom whenever things turn over from the north or the south. They definitely want to get the king back in line because they did find out that he is possibly talking to Nilfgaard, and that's something that obviously both Dijkstra and Philippa don't want to have happen, at least not without their interference first. So that's kind of where we are, ready to get into this episode. But just before I do, just a reminder that I do a lot of reactions here on this channel to all sorts of good stuff. If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And if you like what I'm doing, you'd like to support me, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video in particular, I'd appreciate it if you showed some love with some thumbs up and some comments below. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right about now. Is my girl having a vision or a bad nightmare? Oh, never mind. It's what's his face.
I have a mission for you.
Well,
I didn't expect an assignment.
oh, what? You thought you were gonna chill? Please.
Necessary supplies are at your disposal. Weapons, transport.
Really? You can't just tell me what it is? You gotta write it in a fancy envelope? This is the problem with these men, you know, these type of villains. They got illusions of grandeur. Just tell me. He's like, I can't read.
Francesca will not be an easy target.
Why, Francesca?
Fringilla.
Her.
She is dead.
That's what you think. It's best that you think that, actually. Fringilla ticks me off, but I'm kind of glad she survived, though.
Be able to knock the north over with a feather, and I'll have my daughter by my side, where she belongs.
Oh, but she's not your daughter anymore, sir. I would actually venture to say she's never been. That's Geralt's daughter now.
My plan is to open with a traditional ball.
Jeez, why does Matt always stare at people like that?
Aiden, Lyria, and Redania.
Redania acts in their own interest, with complete disregard for anyone
That's
else.
what I've noticed. It's true.
Yennefer has my full support.
Period. Most powerful witch in the room.
I would like to thank all of you.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Not only for your cooperation now.
Ooh, you better go, girl. Stroke the ego. That's it.
No more division. No more secrets. We can
Why
all
did
be our
they
best
stop
selves.
on him when they said secrets? Well done, Yennefer. Articulated well. Humbled yourself. You can't even say nothing, can you, Strigaborg? What you gonna do? Tell her she's being too humble? Woo! You gotta love it.
Theory that the monolith conduits to other spheres, and your power is the key to opening those conduits.
Yep. So she didn't close the door.
It's the same sphere that the Wild Hunt inhabit.
Left the door open on the way
Yep.
out.
See, didn't I say? That makes sense. But poor girl. She didn't know what she was doing. In fairness, and actually a witch opened it first, not her.
It's the best option for all of us.
Fine.
If Geralt says so, she's willing to go. Yennefer, arguments. That's really how it be with moms and daughters, truthfully.
And I said some things to Yennefer that I regret.
Oh, well.
She'll forgive you.
Exactly. Yennefer is very understanding of what it is to say things you don't mean.
Good enough.
There we go. There's the real rub.
Perhaps you're struggling because you're scared of your abilities.
That's what I said. See?
Maybe
Me and Geralt.
you'll be able to access it whenever you wish.
Exactly. And you're going to have to. Otherwise, people are going to keep using it. Using you. Because that's exactly what they're trying to figure out right now, is a way to control you, so it won't matter if you can control your powers or not, because they will do it for you.
Invitations are going out across the continent. We expect.
So interesting that they're actually manually making invitations. Like, isn't there magic for that? See, if I was a mage, I would literally do nothing that required manual labor ever again.
Gift from Vilgefortz. He says it's for protection.
Hmm.
It's for love.
You think so?
Feel it.
There's something about it. They've spent too much time focusing on that bracelet that I don't think it is what it seems.
And I think I'll deliver my invitation to her in person. Groveling is the sincerest form of manipulation.
Period. If you know how to do it well and realize that it's for a greater cause, it works.
I'm sure she is fine.
But there was blood. What if she's hurt?
Well, then we need to get less clumsy novices. Yennefer, I hope your ward can carry herself.
Tisea. But yeah, I was saying, Tisea seems so, what's the word, indifferent to the novices, which is, again, I guess is maybe because so many of them have been lost to her at some point. I do wonder if she was ever a little bit more empathetic.
I traveled with the Squire Tale for a while, trying to help the elves. Instead, I watched them instigate the same cycle of violence to victimize them.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to break out of that cycle.
Offer the elves safety away from the continent.
Are you sure that's what they want?
Kidnapping those girls is planning to use the book to banish them. For good.
Well, I mean, they're half elven. Maybe wherever they're banished to is better than this continent. I mean, I feel like it can't get much worse. Wait, Wild Hunt. Never mind.
Can we go around the Gulf?
It'll add 2 days to our journey.
Besides, we're witches.
Wait, ma'am, did you even pass the Witcher's exam? Exactly. It's like,
We've been focusing so much on my magic, but what about my hunting skills?
I mean, at this point, give her a distraction.
To protect myself.
And that's
I
true.
wouldn't want that to rust, would you?
I love it. Yasker's like,
That and the Wild Hunt riding again.
I says, pardon?
The Wild Hunt is an omen for war, miss.
Sounds about right.
Full-on bloody massacre. No survivors.
It's a nice thought.
Best to leave fortune telling to the
It's like I just dropped the most dismal thing possible, but I'm like, anyways, not that I'm an expert. Marinate on those happy thoughts during our voyage. Like, girl, you better give us some runs. Yes.
Wow,
That was fantastic. It was amazing.
You? Oh, half price.
fucking.
I mean, some people just walk in the light. Yasker, don't be mad. Did you hear those harmonies coming in?
You'll be well camouflaged.
What makes you so sure they're a he? Women can be arseholes too.
Facts. Gender equality, she said.
Tisea will always protect you.
I'm glad you know
Every
that.
time you leave a mess behind, she's the one who cleans it up.
A little bit.
I won't let her get hurt again.
Oh, really? Okay.
She's softer now, more trusting.
That might be a bad thing.
I'm happy to see the person she's become around you.
I don't think it's actually about you, but whatever.
Even King Demavend is proposing an alliance. Soon, all the northern kingdoms will be fighting at our behest.
I don't think so, hey?
Well done.
I think you underestimate everyone, actually. I think if Virginia didn't come off as such dicks to everybody, they probably would happily want to be at your behest, but that king and you, bleh.
Skin is rough and covered in spikes, and difficult to penetrate except for a tender patch on the top of its skull.
Okay, sister, I can study.
Strike from above, without any harm or damage to the ferry or anyone on board.
Listen, girl's been plotting. You thought she was just sitting there enjoying the view. Mm-hmm.
I was personally requested by the witch Sabrina Gleversig. She admires both my instruments,
Oh,
if you catch my drift.
didn't need to know that.
Have no fear. With a witcher on board.
Fear? A churlish cat whose name I do not know.
Really? Bro, my brother, literally? Let's not say that.
Let's talk about why you're struggling with your magical abilities.
Yeah, let's stop avoiding that.
Maybe my grandmother was right. Maybe it's better to govern with steel alone.
Unfortunately, you are a magical person, so next, not possible for you to rule with only steel.
If you want to be a queen, be a queen.
He said, and be the queen you want to be. You're the onlyest one, so you gotta do it your way. Aw. See, vote of confidence. He's like, don't get used to it.
To honor the memory of my beloved Queen Hedwig.
Sorry, it's kind of funny that her name is Hedwig when she was beheaded. Sorry. But at least they put it back on for the funeral.
If I'd known it was you, I would have fireproofed this place.
Ah!
And we start today. Right now. Go. Prepare.
You needed a hand down from that one step, sir?
Offer my deepest condolences.
That's right, get those big eyes going.
Serving nobility is a mage's greatest purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yes, get the raspy voice.
I also wanted to invite Philippa as an honoured guest at the conclave.
Well played.
Which she has no inclination to accept.
But she should.
Monarchs need more reliable protection.
Mm-hmm. Stroke that ego, girl.
Completely unnecessary, my lord.
Just look at your darling wife's fate.
I insist she attend.
Oh.
And Dijkstra.
Oh, Dijkstra, you have no idea. Yennifer is a professional. She's playing chess, baby. Look at her smile, like, mm. You gotta use the feminine wiles when you can, baby.
But what will you do if I go to Aretusa?
Hang out, you know, kill some monsters. Girl, okay, now we're starting to see why he number one. Can you do that, Yaskier? How high do your legs even get?
Shut up! We're going to disturb the Eshna.
She said what she said.
I heard a song about one, and they definitely can't swim.
I feel like you're gonna die first.
I am beloved by all and have no enemies.
Probably because of your head. What did I say? What did I say? That thing is hideous. Oh no, sister girl, leave her alone. Oh yeah, no. Okay, Siri said, I'm not standing back. Get up, Siri, get on your feet. Oop. Ew. Does it just go back? Oh, hello. Okay, don't do that. That's hot. Well done. Okay, Siri, first monster kill. Geralt's like, I do train well. I do.
You adapted at every turn.
She did do very well.
I'm proud of you, Siri.
You should be. Aw, see? Look at that. Two compliments on the same boat ride. Maybe Geralt's concussed. Whoa. Why?
What's wrong?
Yeah, Geralt would never. Beginning of the season, maybe, but not now. And he also can't disappear. He turned into bats. Why?
I was attacked. An illusion. It was Stellarcite ruins and... I know you want this conclave to bring us together, but you need to be careful who you can trust.
She says right in front of the other girl. I'm talking about you.
Bringing Ciri here. That's a bad idea.
Probably.
But Ciri's power is neither good
But
or
what are we
bad.
gonna do? What are the other options?
We could go somewhere remote. Live off the land.
Where? Where are you gonna go? You spent the first episode looking around this entire continent and people always found you.
In that castle, I found young women who were part
Right.
of the
And
royal
there's also the
family.
fact that they're gonna just keep kidnapping girls.
There's nothing I want more than to return to a normal life.
I mean, it sucks because,
Protect more of these women. from
yeah, this
harm.
weight's kind of on Siri, but it shouldn't be.
And find the mage who's behind this.
Mm-hmm. Good girl. But yeah, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to carry that. But also, this is why you need to figure out how to control your power, Siri, so that, you know, people can't just kidnap you and control you. All right, friend Jilla said, I'm gonna live it up. It's very possible she's an alcoholic now, by the way. I say good for her, though. She's had a rough go of it for a good chunk. I mean, some of it was of her own making.
Surely we are needed elsewhere.
No. I'm okay, actually.
Damn. She said I'm good.
Said that I'm parched.
This is a bloody tavern. What the fuck are we going to do without any ale?
Arethusa has drained us dry.
What did she just do? Oh, she put jewels in there?
War is in the air, Gregor.
You say boats?
Who keeps filling these with flowers?
And hilariously, they were so distracted they didn't even notice that she put a bunch of jewels in there. Although I wonder if those would have been real jewels, if they would have just disappeared at some point.
So you'll be looking after Ciri tonight.
Oh, what? I mean, I was vamping. Come on.
Oh, no. Now you're a babysitter. Again.
I shouldn't have given you a reason to leave. I'm sorry.
Humble.
Let's never do that again.
The both men just standing there so awkwardly. Like, it's just a hug, guys. It's affection. It's okay.
What the hell were you thinking? Fighting monsters.
That's not what she's saying.
Now that is the role of poetry, Siri.
I love it. I've done that. You ever done that? Like, muted a TV show and just, like, pretended to what they were saying?
Just making this all up.
It's funny. Come on. Try it. Have fun, Siri.
Funny, I wonder how she learned such complete and utter disregard for authority.
Look at you, a natural. Well.
Oh yes, take me.
Carol. I mean, yes, here, stop it.
Is there a unicorn nearby, by any chance?
All right, enough. Leave these two alone, please, before it gets a little too adult for our eyes. Thank you.
Oh, come on, every
My girl used to gamble since she was like a little one. Don't even come for her. She has that crown, but she's from the streets.
You just wait until this next hand. I'm going to mop the floor with your royal ass, milady.
Are you allowed to talk to her that way? She could have you beheaded.
To the Prince straight to the conclave. Was everyone invited to that fucking event?
Is that really what you want to take from this conversation right now, and not like why he's there and how he found you?
That force field that blew you back, it lasts till dawn.
Why would you tell? Oh, wow, okay. Prince said, let me serenade you. I'm no professional, but...
I can't take you inside, I'm sorry. Then take me here.
Yeah, I was like, there is a double entendre right there, if there ever was one.
What of Fringilla? Did she abandon her post as well? There seems to be a theme among your allies, Kahir.
Ooh, tell him about himself.
Your people have lost enough.
I mean, I guess in a way, because I mean, they're just going to start fighting you guys and you do not have the numbers, so. Really? Another envelope? Can y'all just talk about your plans? What if she can't read?
For the White Flame.
The White Flame.
Oh, really? We just like that, you gave up on all your elven belief systems? Who's the White Flame? Do you even know what the... Okay. You could have just sold your soul to the devil. But like I said, I don't think she's got much of a choice. I mean, she can't be fighting a war on both fronts. She does not have the people anymore.
Reinforcements are required.
Why are you talking so loudly, sir? What did I just say? Making all that noise when you can't see what's in the woods. Okay, who's got beef with Redenia, though? Or who doesn't, actually? I don't know.
Yen had stellarcite dust on her. What are the chances your book does too? A locator spell could show us. Take my hand.
Let's be friends.
We use his illusions.
Hates me.
And has a history of experimenting on young women.
I think we know.
Struggle.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be smart.
Balding old ass.
Be our word against his.
He won't have any words because I'm going to kill him.
Yay!
We strike first without solid proof. We'll only throw the mages in the northern kingdoms into further suspicion.
You do the proof later, right? That's how you do it, right? Judge first, trial later? No?
You're asking me to play at politics.
Right? He's like, I don't like it.
We will not let him hurt Ciri. I promise.
Sure about that? Strugabor's pretty good at being 3 steps ahead of y'all.
3 of you. In the flesh.
Speaking of flesh.
You can't hurt us.
Ah, I didn't go that far. But you guys are definitely a terrifying combination. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I will say, though, his mustache and beard are magnificent. Too bad he has to die. Oh, okay. We love the feather hat. Yes. One thing you got to say about Philippa, her outfits never miss. Neither does her hair. See what happens when you actually have stylists who can do black hair on set?
No one told me I'd have to dress up.
I mean, you gotta wash every so often, Geralt. I know you're very anti-bathing, but it does wonders for the skin. Wow. Yennefer's dress. Girl. The body is bodying. Grand entrance. Hottest couple of the evening. That's it? Just so we're getting to the party we've alluded to all episode long? Well, that was episode 4, which was called Reunion. And indeed, we did get a reunion of a lot of people. We finally have Yennefer and Geralt and Ciri back together. They thankfully weren't apart for too long, but now that they're all back in the same place, or at least close to each other, I feel a little bit better. I forgot about Ciri being chased by the Wild Hunt at the end of the last episode. But anyways, let's get into Yennefer really quickly. We see that she had to face the Brotherhood as a whole after creating a large mess last season and kind of leaving them with it. And she did exactly what she was supposed to do. Like, there's a lot of very big egos in that room, particularly the men. And she knew that if she went in there with the attitude that she deserves to have, they were going to basically be more about humbling her than they were about listening to what she had to say. So she smartly feigned humility, bowed her head, put her tail between her legs, and appealed to their egos, and it worked for the most part. Obviously, Stregobor will never like her, so I didn't expect him to fall for it, but everybody else, for the most part, is at least willing to give Yennefer the benefit of the doubt, and that's all she needed, right? She just needed them to concede to having this stupid party, but in the end, if it actually accomplishes what she needs it to, then that helps her kind of rank up again within the mages, because obviously they were all kind of looking at her as this close to a traitor. So that's really good. That was done. And then we see that Yennefer decided to go to Redania herself as well, because that was another source of concern for the Brotherhood, because they're like, Redania, they may not even show up. They kind of do what they want to do. They don't, they don't really vibe with us. And so she's like, let me go. I will find a way to make sure that they show up as well. And like she said, I don't care about them per se, except for the fact that they have the largest army, and we'd be dumb not to try to include them or try to get them to join us, because all of our combined armies apparently is not going to be enough. So you see that she did go there and she snuck up on them, and Philippa did not like that. But anyways, basically Yennefer's like, you got to come. Like, she tried to appeal to her, but Philippa, as we saw, really wasn't having it. And now knowing that she's as old, or at least around the same age as Tissaia, and has been at this that long, that says a lot about her. Because I think that one of the reasons why Tissaia is the way that she is because she has lived so long. She's very shrewd as well. So I feel like Philippa is kind of the same as Tissaia, right? She's not easily taken in, and she's not easily manipulated. And again, we saw she really wasn't seeing through what Yennefer was trying to do with her. Like, she tried the whole groveling thing, and Philippa was like, anyway, let's talk about what actually matters to us. Like, we care about the girl. But anyways, before they could get that far, we see that the king sees Yennefer, and Yennefer again plays his masculine ego like a violin, and he ends up insisting that Philippa go to the what was it called, conclave. So that was kind of masterfully played, and we see that Dijkstra was really pissed off, which made me happy that he got outplayed. Whenever that man finally recognizes that king does not respect him at all, like, I don't know what it's gonna take. That king don't like him at all. He tolerates him. But anyhow, so yeah, that's how she managed to get them secured. But we see that Redenia is actually up to something here, because she said Philippa and Dijkstra were talking at the funeral march, I guess it was, and she said, like, we are going to crash their party and point fingers, I think it was. So yeah, it looks like she was planning on going anyways, but maybe it wasn't like I guess she didn't plan to go officially. I guess they didn't plan to go officially, but yeah, something's going on there. Her and Dijkstra already had some plans for this party, which again, I feel like there's no way that this party is going to go off without any type of hitch, because let's be real, right? Like, it's just, there's too many people in the same place at the same time. There's no way it's going to be just a party. Something's going to happen. Something big going to go down of some kind. So anyway, maybe they're going to be the ones to kick it off. Outside of that, Geralt and Ciri on their way back to Aretuza. They take a boat ride and there's a monster to slay. Ciri absolutely does an amazing job. She takes this thing down. She's fearless. She's actually smart about it as well. She, iterates her plan to Geralt ahead of time. And you can see he's really impressed with her. Again, I don't think he didn't think she could do it, but I sometimes think he doesn't think she takes it as seriously as she should, but she absolutely does. And yeah, she did a really good job, although she almost got pinned once. But hey, it was her first real attempt at taking on a monster head on. So that was really good. We met some other troop of bards, which I'm not sure if they're going to be important or not, but they had a little bit of a part in this episode. And that's how our boy Jaskier found out that he was not invited to be a bard at this ball. But truthfully, it's okay. It's all right, Jaskier. You're not that kind of bard anyways. You're not a party bard, are you? But anyhow, so that happened on the boat ride over, which was good. And him and Geralt and Ciri ended up having a really good conversation about what's really driving her fear around being at Aretuza. And it's really that she's scared that she's not going to be able to measure up, because we saw in episode 1 that she's been trying desperately to get a hold of her powers and it hasn't been working. But I said back then, and I still say, it is because she's scared of her power. And understandably, because I'll say again, the first time she really got her powers access to their fullest, or at least close to their fullest, was when her body was taken over by an evil witch. So a lot of bad things happened the last time her powers went wild. So I think there is a little bit of a mental block for her because of that. But as Geralt told her, understandably, she's going to have to get over it, because if she doesn't, it's going to cost a lot of lives. And not just these girls that are being kidnapped, but also just, as I said, if these girls who are being kidnapped are being tested for mind control, it's going to basically happen to her all over again. She won't be possessed this time. Oh, I guess in a way it's going to be like being possessed, because they're going to be able to basically, trot her around like a marionette on a string. So she needs to get control of herself, her powers, and really believe in her magical abilities to the same level that she believes in her Witcher abilities. So anyway, it's definitely a work in progress, but it was a good conversation and they bonded, and Geralt gave her a few pats on the back because she was very much seeking validation from him this episode. But I love that because it shows that that's her dad. Geralt is her father for all intents and purposes, which is good because we see that her father really thinks that that's where she's going to end up. There was a little scene with him and Cahir at the beginning of the episode, and him sending Cahir out, I guess, to recruit the elves. At first I thought maybe he was going to take on, as in take them out, but I was like, why take out the elves? But why not? I guess no one really likes them in this continent, sadly. But anyways, in that conversation, it seems like he, oh gosh, I always forget his name. Amir really believes that Ciri's just going to come settle by his side just because that's her dad. And he doesn't realize that he has not been her dad for a very long time. So I'm happy to know that that's not going to go the way that he thinks it's going to go. But yeah, obviously he doesn't know that yet. So, and then we see Cahir had a crazy nightmare as well, which I'm not sure if it was a nightmare or if I don't know. He's been really freaked out about Ciri since season 1 for a good reason. But we'll have to see what happens with that. But I don't think that dream was there for nothing. A lot of flashes though. I was a lot to follow. So was that pretty much all of it? Other than that, we saw, oh gosh, I always forget the guy with the long hair and the crazy green eyes, Yennefer's ex, saying that he's trying to get a hold of a book that teaches how to go through the monoliths. And he's saying that if he gets his hand on that, he thinks he'll be able to open a portal back to the elves' original home world and be able to send them back so that they don't have to keep being mistreated. Again, I was like, I don't know that they'll be down for that though, because if I remember the history correct, and I could be wrong, wasn't it the humans that crashed into Elven? Isn't this continent theirs and it was the humans that crashed in? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So why should the elves leave? I think that's possibly what might happen. Again, they're so small in number now and they're so oppressed that they might just be like, sure, let's move somewhere else. But it's definitely a Hail Mary, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I get where he's coming from. But that guy also always has like agendas going on. So I'm not 100% sure that he's being pure of heart about that. Like, maybe he wants the book for something else. But anyway, he said that the book was supposed to be somewhere, but it's already been taken. And he thinks that whoever is orchestrating a lot of the weird stuff that's happening is possibly the same person. And Triss agreed with him because she said all the girls that have been kidnapped in the last little while, or have disappeared, I should say, have all been half elf girls. So she's putting together that something is happening, but she's not sure what, which basically all this tells me is that Triss, Yen's ex, Yennefer, and Geralt all need to have a conversation because they clearly have notes they need to keep, to compare. And they're all kind of sort of working towards the same thing. So anyway, that's what's going on there. And they were able to find the book through a locator spell, but we didn't really see much outside of flashes of the book. So I think that's pretty much it, right? And Frangilla. Frangilla is alive and well and partying, but I don't know how much that's going to help. But everyone thinks she's dead. So we'll see whether or not she wants to ride that out or maybe potentially figure out a way to get back to, I don't think she wants to go back to the White Flame, but who knows? We'll see what she's up to. But she seems to be having fun at the bar at the moment. Yeah, then I don't know. There's a little bit on Yesker and Radovid. They hooked up, but I think that was not a surprise to anyone that has been brewing for a minute. But I don't like the fact that he left Ciri alone, even if she has wards around her. Again, why would he even tell Radovid that they go down at dawn? I'm like, that wasn't a very smart move. But anyway, even if that's true, I don't think he should leave Ciri alone, or at least he should have at least told her that he was going to be stepping out. But I think he was just hoping that there was nothing to worry about. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. We'll have to see what happens with the big party. I think that everything was kind of leading up to that. And as I said, with everyone being there, Brotherhood, Nations, I can't think that it's going to be uneventful. So I am looking forward to checking that out in the next episode. But this one was a lot of fun as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love to this video and leave some comments below. And I will see you in the next one.